It's time then for one final race in this year's Formula One World Championship. 2010 saw 4 drivers in contention for the title coming into this race, with Sebastian Vettel prevailing to become the youngest world champion to date. Is there one last sting in the tail awaiting us today? Well, it's time to find out. Here comes the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. We have 21 corners here at the Yas Marina circuit, 12 to the left and 9 to the right. It's a total lap distance of just over 3.4 miles. There are 2 long back straights opening up some passing opportunities into the braking zones, and we expect average lap speeds of around 123 miles an hour. And so, for one final time this season, Anthony Davidson joins me in the commentary box.
It's been another great year of racing, but let's not look back just yet. We've still got one more Grand Prix ahead of us. Some of these drivers don't know if they'll be in the sport next year or how competitive their car might be even if they are. So this is a race where every driver should be striving to make the most of it.
It's time to take a look at our starting grid for today's race. Gardner lines up on pole position, just ahead of George Russell, who starts this event from P2. As we continue through the rest of the grid today, we have Verstappen, Kvyat, Lewis Hamilton and Stroll, Perez, Ocon, Ricciardo and Carlos Sainz, Leclerc, Gasly, Alexander Albon and Norris, Bottas, Matsushita, Giuliano Alesi and Roman Grosjean. Giovinazzi, De Vries, Latifi and Kevin Magnussen fills the last spot on the grid. And with preparations almost complete, let's head down to the track.
There's still a chance we can win this championship, so go out there and bring back the title.
Thanks, Jeff. No pressure then, so we're on pole position in Abu Dhabi. Welcome everybody to another JDM Racing My Team F1 2020 video. Like I said, we're on pole. George Russell on the front row with us, rear gunner. He's going to try and keep Max Verstappen back for us. And we're going to go for this title. That we've just got to try and win the race. And if we do, we're 23 points behind Max Verstappen at the moment, so that would put us 2 points in front. Depending on who gets fastest lap, that could swing things either way. So if we win the race and Max finishes 9th or lower, then we win the title, provided that there's no shenanigans with extra point for fastest lap. Because our win record is better than Max Verstappen's right now, which is actually insane when you think of the second half of the season that we've had, and you think of the first half of the season that he had. To actually somebody to overcome his number of race wins is insane, but we've done that. So yeah, if it's a tie on points, then we would win the title, or at least should win the title if it follows real life rules, because we have more wins. But there is that kind of joker card of the extra point for the fastest lap, so we'll see. We'll see how that pans out. That could really, I mean, Max has been known to go for fastest lap, so he could well get that extra point, which could swing it for him. Other than that, we've just got to run our race. Qualifying was very straightforward. The car's had good pace. Our engine parts aren't that good in terms of health, but I've had to actually switch back to the first set of units that we used in the very first part of the season, because we were like running about 3 different sets across the course of the season, but the ones that have had the least usage now are the ones from the first couple of races. So I've switched back to those, and yeah, we're just trying to manage things. So hopefully Max has a retirement or he gets knocked down the order somehow, but we've just got to win the race. It's kind of out of our hands, to be honest, so fingers crossed. Let's go for it. Get off the line. George is going to fight us down into turn 1. He's going to let us through. He kind of does. We'll get a warning for a collision with George. Oh, he's down the outside. George is going for it. We're going for a title here, George.
That's a strong start.
Settle
Well
down,
done.
son. Remember who pays your wages. Actually, it's probably Mercedes, but even so, you'll give me the seat. I'm going to keep Verstappen back. Maybe just take him out. That would be quite nice. He's coming back at us now. It's nice that the JDM car has pace though, to allow us to have this kind of rear gunner action going on.
That was the fastest lap of the race. Keep this up.
It's good for now that we're keeping that extra point. It's not good is it Verstappen is still third.
We're monitoring somewhere on the ICE. Be aware that we will start to see a loss of power.
George is still going for it again. It's a bit of a bang. It's DRS. George is actually going into the lead. And here comes Max. It's all going off now. This would be a heartbreak, wouldn't it? We beat Max but lose to our teammate and it cost us the title. Immediate firing for George Russell.
We're approaching the pit window. You'll be on the mediums.
There we go then, DRS ourselves. And DRS.
We're accumulating some wear on the MGUK. To manage this, we'll need to lower our ERS deployment mode.
George is snaking around a bit.
Great work. That's a new fastest lap of the race.
Got DRS and DRS again. We've overshot in the braking zone. Oh, on the exit.
Show respect for your teammate. There's little satisfaction to be had in overtaking like that.
Watch it! We get the move done now. But, my goodness, that's pushed Russell back into Verstappen. What a scrap we've had with George.
The energy store is getting worn, reducing our overall capacity. The more charge you hold, the faster that capacity will drop. In this lap, push now.
Unfortunately, there is no team orders option, so we couldn't exactly get Russell to move over either. We had to do it on track. We had to be aggressive. Just keeping him outside of DRS for now. I'll be happy when we get on the medium tyres. Come then. Rivals go through. Actually, Hamilton's got it.
Complete, go now. That was our last stop. No more scheduled pit stops.
Hit the Haas. Go down at the hairpin. Just away from him.
Engine is showing small signs of wear. Power output will be down.
Doesn't help that the guy in front has the DRS as well.
Some information on Hamilton. They're slowing down. It seems like there's some kind of problem with their car.
Hamilton in some trouble again. This is costing us time to Verstappen and Russell. In.
George is coming in for his stop. The gap to the car ahead is 7.9 seconds.
She came out with a healthy lead. Got another fastest lap.
We're leading our teammate by 3.7 seconds.
Doing everything we can to try and get as many points as we can. Not going to be enough if Verstappen finishes fourth. hope that Kvyat takes him out or does something.
There's 3 laps of fuel remaining.
Russell just starting to eat into our lead a bit.
This is your final lap of the race.
Russell's dropped back a little bit again now. Cross the line to win the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. It's not enough to win the title.
You gave it your best, but it just wasn't our day today. It's been an incredible season. We'll come back stronger next year.
We did all we could. Verstappen was just too consistent.
It's certainly been an incredible year for Formula One, and our drivers have all pushed themselves this season, making it one of the most compelling years of racing in history. There can only be one champion, however, and here they are now, our new Formula One World Drivers' Champion. Victory today then, but bittersweet emotions, I'm sure, as the championship slips through their fingers. Even so, what a fantastic final race of the season this was. So,
tough.
Anthony, what made the difference out there today?
Well, I know it's a bit of a boring answer, but the truth is they simply had the best speed package on the day, and a driver who knows how to take advantage of that. It doesn't matter how much time you spend poring over the stats and planning strategies if you can't keep the pace, and our winner today showed they could do both.
It's Max celebrating the Drivers' Champion for this year, Season 2. That's what he moved to Mercedes for, to get him a title.
Despite the best efforts of our championship leader, that lead has taken a bit of a knock today. After an incredible day of racing, who was your driver of the day, Ant?
It's got to be Lando Norris, hasn't it? Smooth, confident and assured. I've got no doubt that he and his team are going to be over the moon with his performance today.
It's another clear win for Mercedes as they managed to secure the Constructors' title. An incredible performance for the whole team. Well, Ant, an end to another fantastic weekend of racing. Thanks to everyone who joined us, and we'll see you for the next one.
So, the race results are in. It's the only time you'll ever be deflated about getting a 1-2 for your team. It's when you don't win the championship. So we did everything we possibly could. I mean, our main title rival was stuck behind our teammate, and our teammate was the one causing us the problems in that race. So George will have a stern talking to in the debrief. It also took the fastest lap, which by 0.002 of a second, which could have proved a real problem, but it didn't in the end because Max held out. Did get stuck behind Kvyat, Lewis Hamilton 5th, and then we've got Daniel Ricciardo 6th, and then the Ferraris and Lando a bit further down, with Ocon rounding out the points. There was no DNFs. Bottas, the reigning champion, finishes the season down in 13th for Racing Point. We have the final point standings, so we finished 10 points behind Max Verstappen at this season end, so we did extremely well to claw all of those points back. when you think about where we were in mid-season. We beat Hamilton by quite a distance. George finishes the season 7th, and then a bit further down we've got a few non-point scorers at the bottom there, but essentially, and Bottas with 29, the reigning champion for Racing Point. Probably the least impressive title defense since Damon Hill in 1997 in the Arrows. We do manage to get second place quite comfortably in the end, and I think having Perez and Russell in the second seat this season definitely helped with that. So that's going to be something we've got to take into consideration if we're going to go on title pushes next season. We have lost R&D on the chassis, but we've managed to protect some of it. So we've got all of the engine parts protected, some of the chassis parts protected, but not all of them. So we're going to take a little bit of a hit on the chassis for next year, but we should be able to recover and be in a position to challenge for the title, I hope. Let's have a look at the highlights. Should be some good ones in here with George scuffling away. He did get up the inside of us. He had to avoid an action at the start there, and a lot of. Then we had to move over, a lot of bumping and barging. Just squeezed him a little bit. This was where we had to just keep calm, knock the bollard over. No, keep calm. Look at the state of that left side pod. Just follow. Keep George within the DRS range and then take him when we could. We actually went too deep there. Oh, a little bump as we were trying to rejoin. It was an air of desperation. We knew we had to stay in the lead of the race. Took another bollard out. And another one. Haas. Did, but we didn't get to see it. The cameraman was asleep. Quite a lot of action. I actually thought we lost time in the kind of pit stop crossovers, but as it turned out, we made about a 3-second swing on it. But we had enough pace to win the race. And just managed the gap back to George with slightly fresher tyres. Got the 1-2. So that rounds out Season 2. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like. If you're not subscribed, why not subscribe? If you like Formula 1 content, that's what we're here for. And yeah, thanks for watching the video. We should be getting on to Season 3 very soon. I know F1 2021 is out right now, but we're going to continue with this for now, because I am currently possibly looking at maybe upgrading my console. And if I do that, I would rather get F1 2021 on that rather than the PS4. So for the time being, we'll continue with this series as is, and then we'll see how it pans out in the future. So yeah, the only things left to take into consideration are some of the contracts, some of the driver contracts specifically. So let's go back to HQ and see what options we've got.
Newest Formula One team, we've got an awful lot to talk about, so let's jump straight in. Hamilton has more championships than fingers on one hand. Attracting him to your team is a very big win. What do you think attracted him to your team the most?
Drivers like Hamilton will only move to a team if they've proven themselves. He sees that.
You're now one of the most competitive teams on the grid. What was the most important thing that helped you achieve this?
Having a top power unit.
You've managed to negotiate contracts with new sponsors. How important is this fresh injection of cash to the team?
We've been working on some big chassis upgrades.
We've seen an amazing level of dedication from your second driver, both on and off the track. What would you say is the key to instilling that level of dedication?
Only hiring the best.
Do you see your relationship with your second driver being long-term, or will you be looking for someone else if you're successful?
They give us good results. The position's safe.
Well, thanks so much as ever for your time. It's hugely appreciated.
Thanks, Will. So if we take a look at R&D, here is the parts that we couldn't save. So we're gonna have to hope that we can get some points to save some of those before the season flicks over. So there was only 5 bits we couldn't keep. So signing Hamilton has put us over level 20. We got a bunch load of cash from all of our end of season things. We got 9 wins, 4 poles, 334 points, second in the championship. Those are technically Lewis's stats with Mercedes, but we wanted to get business done early. So there you have it. We finished the season and we're going to unveil the new car at the start of the next episode. So, taking you behind the scenes to see a little bit of the back of the still season 2 livery in the factory right now. That takes you a little bit behind the scenes in terms of R&D and signing the second driver for the next season coming up. And yeah, we will catch you in the next video for season 3. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.